Hey y'all, it's Kenitra.
Adebusola.
And we are BGMT.
This episode we're going to be talking about our names and the insults that come with our names. And yeah, so the reason why I'm starting off is because this topic comes near and dear to my heart, because I have a pretty long and difficult name for most people. So my full name is Adebusola. In high school, when I went to Randolph High School, I had everybody call me Busala, even though that's not even how you pronounce Busala, but I had everybody call me Busala. And then when I got to college, I transitioned into Ade. At the end of college, I got a little bit fed up with how people were pronouncing my name and disrespecting my name. And Kenitra was one of those people. She called
Sidebar, it was not me.
She
it
laughed
was
at
a
it.
friend of mine, and I did laugh.
So you were
Clarify.
still a culprit. So she laughed at someone pronouncing my name Assalamu Alaikum. And that, I mean, when she told me, I laughed it off, but that really pierced a nerve, and it pierced my heart. Tears. So I just want to talk about how much it affects me, because throughout my whole life I struggled with my name. I struggled with knowing who I was, and my name was a very big part of that. I always used to wonder why my parents didn't just name me Priscilla or this and that. But I love my name, and everybody must pronounce my full name. Even when I go to work, I make everybody pronounce my full name. And wherever I go, I make everybody pronounce my full name, because I've started to embrace it. And so, with that being said, I did have times where I was a hypocrite of that. I remember when I first met her.
Yeah.
We, freshman year. And we were going to a party.
Go ahead, tell the story.
We were going to a party, okay? And I didn't know how to dress, but whatever. I just put on anything. I had on my hoop earrings. They were really big. They were like bigger than my bracelets.
They were.
And we were in India's room. Shout out to India.
Yep.
And I had on these earrings. I was just like, ooh, I look like mad ghetto. I look like my name is Shaniqua or something. And then
let me explain here. This is my time. So I have two lovely sisters. The oldest's name is Shaniqua. So I'm looking at her like, bitch, what you saying? Like, cause that's my sister's name. That's not the only time that you keyed at somebody's name being pronounced wrong.
Oh yeah. Okay. So
No. I got this.
Okay. Good.
Because you know what? You ain't gonna tell it. Now, my name is Kenitra. So they used to call me Konichiwa. Faithfully. Like, and you're trying to hide your laugh right now. You ain't shit. So, like,
it's cute.
She laughed when I told her that story. Our names are unique, right? So, like, that makes it a part of, like, who we are. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for me, when I was younger, I used to, like, take it personal. Like, damn, like, why can't I be a Keisha? Like, something with a K. I'm like, why would I want to not be different? You know what I'm saying? Like, because, like, your name has a meaning, like an actual meaning. You know, like a whole sentence. And it's beautiful. Versus mine, like, my name is based off of my father's name. And shout out to my dad. As I got older, I'm like, well, if I let anybody disrespect my name, that's disrespecting my father, that's disrespecting my family who came before me. So, like, now I take it more like, you gonna say my shit right. Like, there ain't no nicknames, nothing. Yeah. Which I know you feel the same way.
Yes.
Like,
a lot of people try to shorten my name, and I prefer you to say my whole name. Yeah, so, okay. I don't mind when people, like, are really struggling with my name. My name is not in English, you know, it's Yoruba. So it's like, if you mess up a few times, that's fine. At least you're trying to pronounce my whole name. Like, for example, again, our freshman year.
My freshman year was interesting.
It was. We had this RA on our floor, and she came to the room. She came and knocked on the door. So it's not like we were conversing with her beforehand. She came and knocked on my door, and she was just like, oh my gosh, I finally learned how to pronounce your name. And I was just like, okay. She was like, Abe Delesel. I was so tight.
No,
Like,
but I gotta interrupt and add this very important detail. Now, if you've been to college, you know everybody has a name tag with the way you spell their name on their door. Now, somehow, she read her name. Decided just to flip the D and the B. Like, you can't just change letters in people's names. So she's like, Abe DeLesso. And I'm just looking at her like, what? Abe DeLesso?
Yeah.
Does now listen to what you said. And let's read the text. The text says like, and your name is not hard, because I figured out how to say it before I even met you. Because I was like, no, like that would sound dumb if it was anything else. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't make any sense. I'm like, it clearly needs to be broken down. It's phonetic, just like my name.
Right.
So it's like, it wasn't hard to figure out how to say your name when you put the effort in. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the biggest thing that people with names that are different struggle with, is the people not putting the effort in to say their name correctly.
Yeah, and the thing is that we're trying to tell you is just to learn how to deal with those things, because right. In that situation, I didn't really deal with it the right way. Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't say anything, but what I did was very rude. I didn't say anything. I just closed the door in her face. And that's not the right way to deal with it. You just need to be honest with them and just tell them like, okay, this is how you pronounce my name.
Right.
This is like the 6th time you have to explain to them
right.
how it makes you feel that like
right.
your name's not being pronounced the right way.
Absolutely.
I mean, even sometimes I struggle sometimes with pronouncing some people's names, and every time I take attendance for the kids at my school, mm-hmm. I make sure, is this how to pronounce it? Did I say it right? I make sure I ask them just so that they know that I respect that their name is pronounced a certain way.
Right.
So
I feel like that's the respectful thing to do. Like, if somebody's name is a little bit more, like, a few extra letters, whatever, you can just ask them, like, how do I say this? Right. Or, like, I don't want to butcher your name. How do you say it? That's what I do with my students, is, like, I know what it feels like to have my name butchered, because you always knew if you had a non-textbook name, like, when they got to you on the list, your teacher always says, excuse me if I say this wrong. Like, nigga, I know who you talking about. You talking about me.
And
like,
I literally would be the first on the list. Like, whether it was my first name or last name that they were going by. My name starts with A, my last name starts with A, so I just always knew that it was me that they were talking about.
Same. And I always knew it was me, because once again, Amber's, Ashley's, Megan's, excuse me if I say this wrong, I know who the fuck you talking about. There's only one me. There's only one. Like, that's just my experience, obviously. Mm-hmm. But, like, even when I got to college, it was like that, too. Like,
it wasn't too bad for me in high school, because, like, there were a lot of people with different kinds of names. I went to, a very diverse school, mostly black people. So, like, there were a lot of people with different kinds of names. But my name was extra, extra different. It had the extra foo-foo and the eggusi and that. So, I honestly, like, there was a lot of, like, different kinds of names, but it sounded more, French and stuff like that. But mine was straight from the motherland.
But you know what, though? Like, that happened to a lot of us. Like, even Ty. Like, so Ty's full name is Taisha Semi. Mm-hmm. It's spelled very similar, but because her last name is French, you wouldn't think it's Semi when you see it.
Yeah, it's because of the C, yeah.
Right, so, like, whatever. But it's Semi. So I remember one day we're on the loudspeaker and they're like, Tasha Kim? We're like, who the fuck is Tasha Kim? So, and we're all looking around like, who's Tasha Kim? I was like, I know they don't mean Taisha Semi. I know they don't mean Taisha Semi.
Why would they say Tasha? Oh my gosh.
Because so once again, people not putting in the effort. Because her name is spelled Taisha. Taisha. But if you're not paying attention, the I, you skip it. Mm-hmm. But that's if you're not paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, like, that, we were like, who the hell is that? And it just kind of, like, added on to our point, like, of people not putting the effort in to say our names correctly. Like, people say Kendra on my name. I'm like, there's a whole extra letter. There's no D. Like, where are y'all getting these names? Like, the worst was Chianti. I know if we get, I was in 7th grade in Miss Shimura's class in home ec. And she was like, Chianti. I'm like, who the fuck? Like, my name is spelled Kenetra.
Chianti. Chianti.
And I was like, who is Chianti? You was just saying whatever black ass name you thought, like, cause you didn't put the effort in.
But what's funny, like, just referring back to Shaniqua's name, like, Shaniqua is actually an African name.
It is.
A lot of those names that people think are, like, ghetto, they're, like, African.
Yeah,
like, they have meanings.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I guess I was one of those people that, you know, I'm talking to myself also. I'm not just talking to other people who don't know what the hell they're talking.
We all do it. Me and my sister, like, my name is Kenisha, her name is Shaniqua, and our mother's name is Stephanie. Our names have culture. And she was like, your names are beautiful. I don't care what anybody has to say about it. But I feel like all of us kind of caught it. Like, Haitians used to catch the wrath for their names. Like,
that's so funny.
Like, they used to know what they did. Like, we all did, but, like, they used to get flamed like crazy. Africans used to get flamed like crazy.
It's a different kind of flame
like,
for Haitians, so I just really didn't understand it.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it.
No.
I mean, I guess I was proud of it too.
We were children.
But, you know,
we
I
didn't
was
know
a kid.
any better.
You know, I was just going with whatever was.
Sorry, Kev.
I was going with...
Like, I had to acknowledge him, like, we're not going to talk about him like he's not here.
So, I mean, but also, I guess that goes into, you know, us talking about how I feel some type of way. I mean, I'm happy that a lot of people are embracing being African now, but, like, a lot of my childhood traumas or loving myself came from people talking bad about me being African. And, like,
relatable.
I'm happy that people are embracing being African and digging deep into their roots, but you were calling me an African booty scratcher. That hurt. You were asking me if my dad threw spears at lions.
Yeah.
That hurt. Like, that's not funny to me.
No.
Like, I can laugh about it now, but it's really not funny.
Yeah.
Like, how that made me feel as a child, I didn't like myself.
Yeah.
I didn't like being African. I used to hate it.
Yeah.
I wanted to be lighter. I just didn't want to be African.
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I told you about that time we were helping Ty and her brothers move. And these are all Haitians, by the way. Shout out to them, the semis. And these niggas was calling us Cape Dirtians. Yo, like, it's funny now, but when I was younger, like, I was sick. I was like, Dirtians? Like, excuse me? Like, but, like, I mean, I can laugh at it now because, like, it's a funny play on Cape Verdean, but, like, they used to straight just call us Dirtians. I'm like, bet. Bet, nigga.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got over it because, you know, we used to say a couple insults back to them. I'm not going to say it now because it's ignorant. And I'm trying to be a better person, but I certainly made some Haitian jokes back.
Yeah. I mean, I felt like I was only just trying to defend myself.
Absolutely.
Like, I really, really hated it when Haitians did that to me. You guys are African.
We all are.
Like, that used to get me so mad. Like,
wow,
but, you know, those same people I saw, like, coming at me for being African, I see them wearing their dashikis and their
dashikis aren't real. Sorry, they're not real. They're not traditional garb.
You could definitely tell.
If I'm wrong, let me know.
Yeah, it's more of like a tourist thing. Like, I don't really. I mean, you'll see people because it came back into style.
It did
recently. Like, I would wear dashiki print, but like I wouldn't wear like an actual dashiki.
Right.
Like, I'll use the dashiki print to make it into some type of clothes. But anyway, with people embracing Africans now, the thing is that people embrace being Haitian now too. Like, there's people who aren't even Haitian that claim to be Haitian and wave Haitian flags. So, I mean, I guess I do think that Haitians went through it just as bad as Africans, even though, like, Haiti is, like, very small compared to a whole continent. It's a country or island compared to a continent. Like, they were singled out from all the people in the West Indies. I remember people telling me, like, Haiti is not in the West Indies. Like, that's not the Caribbeans. They're, like, separate. And I used to really try to understand.
That. Very strange.
They're like, well, they speak a whole different language. So, like, nah, that's not...
Nothing.
I used to not really understand
colonization. It happened to all of us. The hell y'all talking about? But anyway, we're running out of time. We gotta go. As always, it's been real. We've been BGMT. Peace out.
See ya.